Anybody here seen my old friend Abraham? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seemed good they die young. You know, I just looked around and he's gone. Anybody here seen my old friend John? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seemed good they die young. I just looked around and he's gone.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Vern Howard, the chairman of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Colorado Holiday Commission. I'd like to welcome you to 2021 Dr. Martin Luther King events. This year, our local theme is Good Trouble. And we never want to forget our national theme, which is Remember, Celebrate, Act. A day on, not a day off. Now, our local theme is taken from a phrase from the late Congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis, Good Trouble. It's almost an oxymoron. When you think about it, when you think of trouble, it's usually not good, and when you think of good, it certainly is not trouble. Except for when you're doing good for people and other folks just don't like it. Like when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Congressman John Lewis led thousands across the Edmund Pettus Bridge from Selma, Alabama to Birmingham, Alabama, just to register to vote. Or when Dr. King worked with President Johnson to have civil rights bills passed. Or when Dr. King worked with President Johnson to have voting rights acts passed. See, that's good trouble. It troubled some people, and it was good for all the people. Well, after Dr. King made his sacrifice on April 4th, 1968, there was measures that took place to make Dr. King's birthday a national holiday. It took 15 years in the United States for that law to come to fruition. House Bill 3706 was passed by Congress, signed on November 3rd of 1983, making Dr. King's birthday a national holiday. Now, there was language in the law that said that it wouldn't be observed for 3 years. So in that 3-year time, people started planning the different events that would take place around the nation. Colorado had a similar journey. It took 14 years for the law to become a reality here in Colorado, although the first legislation or bill wasn't introduced until 1975 by then Representative Wellington E. Webb. Wellington Webb introduced 3 bills. They passed the House. However, when they got to the Senate, they died indefinitely. After that, the Honorable Wilma J. Webb took up the mantle, and she led the charge. And for the next several years, she fought to have Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday signed into law here in Colorado. It finally happened. When it was time for the vote, so many people came from around Colorado, they filled the Senate chambers. So many people that they had to move the vote from the chambers of the Senate to the old Supreme Court chambers. And once the bill was signed, celebration began right here in Colorado. Well, a lot of folks said, let's have a parade. And in her infamous wisdom, Mrs. Webb said, we still need to march because there's still a lot of injustices which are taking place. So she took the word from the word march, the M from the word march. That means to demonstrate, which means to protest. And she married it with the word parade, which means to celebrate. And she created the word merraid. Well, for 36 years, we've had a merraid right here in Colorado. Upwards of 80,000 people from around the United States have joined us right here for our annual merraid. This year's, ladies and gentlemen, in 2021, due to the pandemic and other threats in our nation, we will not be marching as we normally have. We'll be having virtual events much like this one. So we want to say thank you for coming, thank you for attending, and thank you for tuning in. Remember, celebrate, act. A day on, not a day off. And let's get in some good trouble. Let's collect perishable and non-perishable food items and donate them to some of the shelters that need them. Let's collect winter clothing, hats, coats, boots, socks, and donate them to those who need them. Let's serve our community as a whole, and let's serve our unhoused brothers and sisters. Let's get in some good trouble by doing the right thing. We say thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. Hopefully we'll be marching back at the Dr. Martin Luther King Monument in our annual merraid.